As a matter of fact, when she received her license, she went to work at this fabulous company. But you had to work in a team. And the men wouldn't work with my mom. She gave up a percentage of her revenues so she could join a team. But my mom had grit, she had determination, and she had never heard the meaning of the word no. Can't. Unacceptable. Slowly but surely, my mom worked her way up the ranks at her stock brokerage company. Until in the mid-60s, she became a manager of the branch. And this was such a phenomenal thing that a portrait was made of my mom. And this portrait hung in the New York Stock Exchange for 1 year as one of the first female managers of a stock brokerage company. Just to think back and seeing that portrait every time I walked in the house reminded me of how much we can accomplish when we try. In the 70s, Mom retired, and her clientele was devastated. It was a very middle-class clientele, but for Mom, it was all about helping people and making sure they understand what they could do with their finances. Mom and Dad moved to Florida, and after a while, Mom realized she cannot just sit still. You see, she's only in her mid-50s. It's not going to happen. She convinced my dad to get his stock brokerage license, and they became a team. A formidable team. But this time, the group they were selling to was the country club set. And they were popular because, you see, they were dancers. They'd do the merengue, the salsa. They had it all going. Everybody wanted to dance with my parents. The men wanted to dance the tango with my mom, and the women wanted to dance, well, with my dad. But no one looked as suave and sophisticated as when they were dancing together. They decided they wanted to travel the world. Well, why not? Why should they pay for it? They put together seminars. Dad taught all about annuities. Mom focused on women. Mom believed that it was incredibly important that women understand finances, that they take control of their lives, and that if something happens to their husband, they have the ability to step up to the plate and say, here's how I want my portfolio to look. Do I want stocks? Do I want bonds? How much risk do I want to take? That people understand this piece of the world. When they came back from the cruising tours, Mom took her little show on the road. She went to various country clubs, homeowners associations, cities, counties. She was speaking all over the place. And she was also threatened. Many times she would find men standing out at her car when she finished a speech. They didn't want their wives, their girlfriends, their daughters to understand finance. They had it all under control. You don't need to teach these kind of seminars, they would tell her. I remember her getting phone calls. She'd hang up and she'd be pretty shaken up. But that didn't stop Mom. She was on a mission. Mom knew women could do whatever they wanted. She believed in people. She believed in women. When Bernie Madoff came onto the scene, many of their clients fell into the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme. She'd go up to these women that she had known for years who were single, their husbands had passed away, and say, it doesn't make sense. How can you make 15% when the market is only making 7%? Something's not right. Investigate. But unfortunately, people look at it and say, it's a good thing. I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm getting 15%. Do you know what kind of journeys I'm going on? The cruises, the trips. 15% is a lot of money. And when the bottom fell out, and these women were relying on Bernie Madoff, they found out quite quickly that 15% really didn't exist. A lot of those women I grew up with ended up moving back up north in their children's homes. Mom tried to prevent it, and this is why it was so important to her to make sure that people understood finances, that women weren't left to their own devices, that they understood the pluses and minuses of investing. I'm so proud of you, Mom. So incredibly proud that you have taught us the word of grit, determination, that you've passed on your AAA personality to me and my children. I look at my children's eyes and I see the belief that women can do whatever they want. I look in their eyes and they understand that they can be Wonder Women. The world is out there and all they have to do is figure out what they want to do. I look in their eyes and I know that yes, there is a glass ceiling, but you've taught us if you can't poke through that glass ceiling, think outside the box. Perhaps you take a ladder on the side and you climb up that way and you look down through the glass ceiling. But there's always a way to do something. And for that, I thank you. And I'm so proud of you. And at 92 to retire from the stock market business is phenomenal. And I just hope I am not up here speaking at your third retirement, bud.